Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Russia says it's ready for mutually respectful talks after Trump threatens sanctions for Ukraine conflict. Trump cracks down on immigration, plans to send additional troops to Mexico border. And nominations for the 97th Academy Awards are announced in Los Angeles. The Kremlin has said that it saw nothing new in U.S. President Donald Trump's calls for Russia to end its military offensive in Ukraine, adding that Moscow is ready for mutually respectful dialogue with him. The U.S. leaders had said on Wednesday threatened fresh sanctions on Moscow if Russia did not strike a deal to end its nearly three-year campaign against Ukraine. Expectations are high that Russian President Vladimir Putin and Trump will hold a phone call soon to discuss the conflict after the Republican pledged on the campaign trail to bring a swift end to the fighting. Germany's Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said on Thursday that the United States and Europe need to stay united on support to Ukraine and any peace deal with Russia.
I'm sure that the U.S. administration will reach out for their partners in Europe, because we need all together. We need together a united approach to that issue, because it's not easy to solve, not even for the United States. So we should stay together, and we should stay committed, remain committed to support Ukraine as long as it takes. And of course, everybody of us is longing for peace, but particularly Ukraine, and it has to be a peace in freedom and not only a peace for any price.
Ukraine has praised U.S. President Donald Trump for threatening tariffs and sanctions against Russia if it refuses to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. Speaking at a World Economic Forum panel in Davos, Ukraine's former Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha welcomed Trump's remarks, calling them a strong signal.
It was really strong message and strong signal. We need to increase pressure on Russia and to force Russia to negotiate. We need USA leadership. We need more engagement of USA. So we do really welcome such strong messages from the President Trump, and we believe that he will be the winner. And we believe that we have an additional chance to get new dynamic in diplomatic efforts to end this war and to achieve long-lasting, just and comprehensive peace.
The Republican-led U.S. Congress gave final approval to the immigrant detention bill on Wednesday. The House passed the bill with 46 Democrats joining 217 Republicans. This is President Trump's first legislative victory since being sworn into office. The law passed the upper chamber in a comfortable 64-35 vote earlier this week after sailing through the House of Representatives. The bill will be the first legislation to be signed by Donald Trump in his second tenure as U.S. President. Named after a woman who was killed by an undocumented immigrant, the Laken-Riley bill requires officials to detain undocumented immigrants who are charged, arrested, or convicted with certain crimes.
This is a good bill. It's a common sense law enforcement bill. Simply states, minor level crime now, local law enforcement can contact ICE to get these people detained, processed, and deported. These people, these criminals that come across that inflict violence on American families, they just get more and more emboldened.
In the latest of a series of executive orders U.S. President Donald Trump has taken to curb illegal immigration, his administration has directed prosecutors to investigate officials who resist immigration enforcement efforts, intensifying a sweeping crackdown that Trump launched the day he took office. In a memo seen by a news agency, Trump's acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove told Justice Department staff that state and local authorities must cooperate with the immigration crackdown, and federal prosecutors shall investigate incidents involving any such misconduct for potential prosecution. The policy was issued as the new Republican administration prepared to step up policing of illegal immigration in cities with significant migrant populations, setting up potential confrontations with officials in cities such as New York and Chicago that limit cooperation with such efforts. The new memo underscored how Trump's Justice Department may try to back his immigration agenda by expanding threats of criminal charges beyond immigrants or those who employ them to city and state officials. During Trump's first 2017 to 2021 term in office, many Democratic officials refused to cooperate with his enforcement efforts, and some vowed to defy him again. Meanwhile, the White House has said that the U.S. military will send 1,500 additional active duty troops to the border with Mexico. The additional troops include 500 Marines as well as Army helicopter crews and intelligence analysts. They'll join 2,200 active duty troops and thousands of National Guard that were on the border prior to Trump's inauguration this week. These forces will work on the placement of physical barriers and other border missions. Acting Secretary of Defense said the department will provide military airlift to support deportation flights of more than 5,000 immigrants held by U.S. authorities in El Paso, Texas, and San Diego in California. A new wildfire that broke out north of Los Angeles on Wednesday rapidly spread to more than 9,400 acres, fueled by strong winds and dry brush, forcing mandatory evacuation orders for more than 31,000 people. The Hughes fire, about 50 miles north of Los Angeles, sent huge flames and plumes of smoke over a hilly area and further taxed firefighters who have managed to bring two major fires in the metropolitan area largely under control. In just a few hours on Wednesday, the new fire grew to two-thirds the size of the Eaton fire, one of the two monster conflagrations that have ravaged the Los Angeles area. Officials warned people in the Castaic Lake area of Los Angeles County that they faced immediate threat to life. Some 31,000 people were under mandatory evacuation orders and another 23,000 faced evacuation warnings. The Angeles National Forest said its entire 700,000-acre park in the San Gabriel Mountains was closed to visitors. Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Marone said the National Weather Service has extended the red flag warnings in the county.
The National Weather Service has extended the red flag warning through 10 a.m. on Friday for most of Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Light to moderate Santa Ana winds will continue tonight and into Thursday. The situation remains dynamic, and the fire remains a difficult fire to contain, although we are getting the upper hand.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday to reiterate Washington, D.C.'s support for its ally, and the two also discussed Iran and Israeli hostages in Gaza. The call was Rubio's first with Israel since the administration of Republican President Donald Trump took office on Monday. Trump and his predecessor, former President Joe Biden, have both been supporters of Israel during its wars in Gaza and Lebanon. The State Department said in a statement that Rubio underscored that maintaining the United States' steadfast support for Israel is a top priority for Trump. Rubio told Netanyahu that Washington, D.C. will continue to work tirelessly to help free the remaining hostages in Gaza. India is the world's fastest growing major economy, growing at over 8% in the past year. This growth has been buoyed by a focus on promoting local innovation and startups in technology and manufacturing, representing a departure from traditional export-oriented models. At the World Economic Forum, Minister of Information and Broadcasting Ashwini Vaishnav outlined India's 4 strategic economic pillars, from inclusive growth to a focus on technology.
I would like to say that India has a very well thought through economic strategy at this point of time for the last many years now. The strategy is based on 4 pillars. Pillar number 1 is public investment in social, physical and digital infrastructure. Pillar number 2 is a lot of focus on technology, manufacturing and innovation. Pillar number 3 is inclusive growth. We have a very diverse society, inclusive growth. Pillar number 4 is simplification.
And still to come on DD India Live. Gen Z enjoy a day out at the Mahakumbh. And Madison Keys stuns top seed Iga Swiatek to set up Australian Open final against Arina Sabalenka.
रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए तेरा एसआईपी के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
रिटायरमेंट अभी तो पूरी लाइफ बाकी है यार।
और तुझे नहीं लगता अगर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में अभी से नहीं सोचे तो आगे जाके प्रॉब्लम होगी?
पर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचना क्यों है इतना जरूरी? जब तक आप रिटायर हो जाएंगे महंगाई काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी और आपकी इनकम वो तो रुक ही जाएगी। इसीलिए आज ही म्यूचुअल फंड्स में एसआईपी शुरू कीजिए और हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा करके धन इकट्ठा कीजिए एक कंफर्टेबल रिटायर्ड लाइफ जीने के लिए। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने वित्तीय सलाहकार से परामर्श करें। LIC म्यूचुअल फंड द्वारा निवेशक शिक्षा की एक पहल। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिम के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. This year in the Republic Day Parade, all the weapon systems and platforms on display on the Kartavya Path will be indigenous themed on Make in India program of the Modi government. DD India's Nandita Dagar reports.
Marching contingents are from 6 regiments: the Brigade of the Guards, the Mahar Regiment, the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, the Garhwal Rifles, the Corps of Signals, and the Jat Regiment. And other than that, the mechanized columns that you will witness, the tanks, the infantry combat vehicles, they're all being built in the country. What you will witness I was talking about are the infantry specialized mobility vehicles, which is entirely designed and produced in the country. So that is the Atmanirbhar part of it.
What is happening for the first time? What is being fielded for the first time? And what is the USP of this year's contingent? For
the first time, what you will see is the battlefield surveillance system. You will also see the depiction by DRDO of the Pralay SRBM. Other than that, what you will definitely witness is a much sharper parade.
Leaner.
Much sharper parade. Leaner, the strength has been what was last time. So a much sharper parade which will be better drilled and better coordinated.
First time ever that we have got a tri-service tableau being presented on the Republic Day at Kartavya Path. Okay, the special thing about this tableau is that it exemplifies the spirit of headquarter ideas, that is jointness and integration, which has been mandated to us by the government of India, and this tableau symbolizes the same.
From last 1 year we have been practicing with the entire team. We are a team of 136 daredevils in which we have 2 officers, 1 JSO and 133 other ranks. So from last 1 year, we have been preparing in this one signal training center, Jabalpur, with our training center. In the ground, we used to practice for mornings 3 to 4 hours and evening 3 to 4 hours again.
And this apart from your duties, your primary duties?
Apart from our core duties of the office.
And DD India's Nandita Dagar also caught up with the members of the Indonesia's marching contingent who will be part of the 76th Republic Day parade.
The President of Indonesia, Mr. Prabowo Subianto, is the chief guest on the 76th Republic Day. And he, along with our President of India, President Draupadi Murmu, will be witnessing and taking the salute of our marching contingents. Now this year, the Indonesian marching contingent is also a part of the Republic Day parade, where 352 members of the Indonesian army are taking part. Let's talk to them. What are the feelings that are coming to your heart? And you must be very proud.
Yeah, I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling it's an honor for me. And yeah, because we are the history.
What are the feelings that are coming to your heart and mind when you are coming to India, a foreign country where your own president will be the chief guest? I'm sure it's a matter of great pride and honor for you.
Well, I'm feeling really honored because it's really a big chance for us to enhance the cooperation between India and Indonesia. So I hope that tomorrow, when the exact day, it will be very good, very great.
How long have you been rehearsing to march down? When did you come to India?
So I am part of the marching band. I am from the music band. I am playing the tenor drums. That's why my name is the tenor. Right?
Tenor drums. What are they?
Tenor drums are percussive instruments that are used to lead the steps in the marching.
You're also part of the band.
Yes,
musical
I'm part
band.
of the band. And as for preparation-wise, we have already prepared for this event ever since this early December of last year.
Okay.
And we trained in Jakarta, Indonesia from the early December until January of 2025.
A splash of color, music and pride painted the streets of New Delhi as the full dress rehearsal for the Republic Day Parade 2025 took center stage, giving a glimpse into what the nation awaits to see during its 76th Republic Day. With a rich tapestry of cultural diversity, military might and tributes to our democratic roots, this year's event promises to be a spectacle like no other. Take a look at this detailed report.
Kartavya Path transformed into a living showcase of India's spirit and legacy today as the full dress rehearsal for Republic Day Parade 2025 unfolded in all its glory. Soldiers, artists and performers came together to create a dazzling preview of what's to come on January the 26th. This year's parade highlights 75 years of the Indian Constitution and Jan Bhagidari, or people's participation. For the first time, a 350-member contingent from Indonesia comprising a marching band and a parade unit will join the Indian Armed Forces to mark this historic occasion. Adding to the pageantry are 31 vibrant tableaux from states, union territories and central ministries, all weaving the theme of Swarnim Bharat, Virasat or Vikas. Our Golden India will parade through Kartavya Path. States like Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Goa, West Bengal will showcase their rich tapestry of cultural heritage. A group of 300 cultural artists playing traditional musical instruments from across India will set a rhythmic prelude to the parade. In a first, a tri-services tableau will showcase Shashakt or Surakshit Bharat, a strong and secure India. The tableau offers a glimpse into the future of joint operations, featuring cutting-edge indigenous weapon systems. This year's military showcase includes 6 marching contingents representing the indomitable spirit of the Indian Army. The Brigade of the Guards, the Jat Regiment and the Garhwal Rifles will be joined by the state-of-the-art systems such as the Akash Air Defence Weapon System and BrahMos missile system, symbols of India's self-reliance and innovation. And the grand finale, a breathtaking flypast featuring 47 aircrafts. As jets soar in formation and helicopters paint the sky, the parade will end with balloons rising high, emblazoned with the logos celebrating 75 years of the Indian Constitution. The Republic Day Parade 2025 is set to be a spectacle that pays tribute to our glorious past while marching confidently into the future. Dibyendu Mondal's report for DD India.
Sminu Jindal, founder of Swayam NGO, applauded the Indian cricket team for its remarkable victory in the Physical Disability Champions Trophy. In an exclusive conversation with DD India's Narayan Singh, she commended the government's efforts in improving accessibility in the country.
Indian Physical Disability team won the Champions Trophy, and the founder of Swayam, Sminu Jindal ji, played a key role in that initiative, and she is with us. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Indian team won a big trophy, and being a part of you are also an integral part of this journey, and today we talked to players, they were looking very happy. So what it means to you being a part of such a wonderful initiative and our players are winning a major trophy?
It feels amazing, Narayanji. As everybody knows that this is the best feeling in the world. It's given us an opportunity to, from their success, to talk about a thing called accessibility and what it can actually do if it is given to the person. A soul shines through, and truly talent comes in all sizes and shapes.
Prompted you to be part of this accessibility initiative?
Well, as you can see, I am a wheelchair user myself. So I understand that certain opportunities were given to me for me to come and shine, make my soul shine. And it is my duty, if I can do it for other people, like my family did it for me, that I can take it forward and help talent shine through. In the process, telling the world it's okay to have reduced mobility. If I'm old and if I have arthritis, or if I have some visual impairment which I acquired over the years, it's okay. Life can be beautiful despite that, if we can give accessible infrastructure and transport to everyone.
What are the future plans to make accessibility the parts of the country where people are not getting such facilities?
True. You know, India is a big country, and it has a huge amount of talent in the villages. We've just started scraping on the top. We haven't really understood the potential that India has to change the world scene. Our current government has been very active and is the first of its kind that they have started an initiative called Accessible India Campaign. Under that, as a good citizen, I would like to contribute what I can contribute to make India shine further.
So definitely, as the way Sminu Jindal ji said, that there is immense talent in the differently abled athlete, but the thing they need is the right accessibility. With camera person Uttam, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
In some more sports news, defending champion Aryna Sabalenka is set to face Madison Keys in the final of the Australian Open on Saturday. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka eased past Paula Badosa to reach a third successive Australian Open on Thursday. Sabalenka is just one victory away from becoming the first person to win 3 Australian Open titles this century. Netflix's Spanish-language musical Emilia Perez topped the list of movies nominated on Thursday for the Academy Awards, followed by The Brutalist and Wicked. Emilia Perez, the story of a Mexican drug lord who transitions to a woman and starts a new life, earned 13 nominations. The Brutalist, about a Holocaust survivor chasing the American dream, and The Wizard of Oz prequel, Wicked, picked up 10 nods each. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen now to download it. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.